Hi guys, quick update here for XRP and Bitcoin. It's Saturday, 11th of June 2022. If you want to join the masterclass, you can have a look here on the group. Links are here, as well as the mortgage amortization course. We'll be increasing prices for that. Feedback is as good as you would expect. And all the previous videos are here. YouTube tried to take down a lot of the videos due to their accuracy. I understand there's a contrarian by the name of Triple H. It says time right now. Apparently, he's been calling for a melt-up. Actually, the melt-up has been undone, and it's been a while. Melt-up is over, and it's been many months since it's been over. Not really too sure what Triple H is looking for there, but anyway, everything's there if you want to take a look at it. So, what is the long and short of it? Well, the long and short of it is that XRP is going to go to 6 cents. I think I'm fairly certain on that. As absolute minimum, it's going to take out the pandemic lows. There's various reasons for that, which we're going to explore now. There are no longer any bullish interpretations to this chart. The only count which now makes sense is an A, B, C pattern. The C wave has to break down in 5. So I can't count this any other way other than a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you take the logarithmic Fibonacci target projections that we teach on the YouTube channel and in the masterclass, you basically get a wave 3 here of roughly 15 cents. So somewhere around 15 cents we could get a bit of a wave 3, then we could get a pullback, maybe retest this pivot level, let's say 22 cents, then I expect another low. So on the way down here, obviously I'm expecting Bitcoin to break 14k here. I don't have an accurate target right now to the T because the market is so volatile. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up somewhere around 12, 11k, something like that, but I wouldn't be surprised given that that is such another big move down here. I mean, that's another, 60, 50, 50, 60, 70%. There's another oversold bounce now, potentially some kind of wave 4. I mean, that just looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So there's no short-term flat or triangle going on here at all. It actually looks very, very impulsive, and the volume helps to confirm that. It doesn't really look like a flat pattern at all. This still looks like it can go a lot lower, but between 28 and 12k, there's a lot of price action. Well, there's not a lot of price action, that's why it's going to happen, but there's a lot of potential, at least, for some kind of oversold bounce. We're not quite in that mode just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if XRP around about 15 cents has some kind of oversold bounce. Ultimately, long-term investors have to get shaken out of this market. I have no doubt 99% of XRP investors will be shaken out at 6 cents. That's just quite clear, because everyone who would have purchased XRP in the last 4 years, because most people just buy and hold, they don't actually learn ever how to read a chart, which is quite dangerous given how volatile the market has been since our first YouTube video over 4 years ago. It's very clearly a time for anyone to learn how to read a chart. All the links are there if you want them. 6 cents really shakes everyone out. Right here you can see the volume is pretty high, and you can see this big surge in the RSI as well as the MACD. So the highest surge or the highest peak or trough here usually is indicative of something impulsive going on. That is still not in the oversold areas. Way too soon to be calling a low here. At best, you'll get some kind of oversold bounce, maybe around 15 cents, maybe 16 cents. Ultimately, this is going to go low. I would say there's a 100% probability XRP takes out the pandemic lows. And then, following that point, 99% probability 99% of XRP investors would have been shaken out, because most people who purchase XRP down here, they're pretty much the OGs of the market. They're pretty much out of this market. I mean, almost certainly there's no way anyone who purchased down here would have held through any of this. That just doesn't make any sense. At some point they would have had to raise cash there, so they're no longer in this market. So I can only assume the only people who are currently involved in XRP have purchased over the last 5 years, i.e. above the level of 0.11. So how do you shake everyone now? You have to go below everyone's cost basis. Similar to the S&P, by the way, right? I will cover this. Obviously, we covered this at length. We are nowhere near done. This count is completely out of the question. There's a 0% probability of this happening. At what level will most passive fund investors who dollar cost average $100 a month or $100 a week, at what point will they get shaken out of this market? Well, it's not 3,900, is it? And it's not even 3,500. I can't share the exact target. I know what price it is. It's a lot lower than 3,500. Let's just say that. So whatever price you think the S&P is going to go to, or the Nasdaq, or the Qs, or Bitcoin, more than likely it's going to go lower. So that's XRP. XRP is going to go to 6 cents. The other coin that's always linked to this is Stellar Lumens, which once again we had some good times with this back in 2017. This is also forming a very similar flat pattern. So I would project here the logarithmic 1-to-1 relationship, and that basically gets me down to, well, 0.19. So once again, it takes out the pandemic lows, because you can take the assumption that everyone who's purchased here technically is still up. They're not, as of yet, shaken out of this market. I wouldn't be surprised if Stellar Lumens finds a very, very good low here. XRP and Stellar Lumens are basically near 1-to-1 correlated, right? They're going to move together. So for XRP, you have to watch this. They always move together. Once again, more than likely an ABC. So things don't need to be that difficult. It just requires some confidence in knowing what you're doing. Risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. This is why we have developed various masterclasses. There's probably some discount codes out there. There's a mini version for those who don't want to learn about options and futures. Probably not the best idea. It's definitely something to at least know about. But hey, it's all there. You know, we don't need to sell courses here. We're just selling the truth. And the truth is, XRP is probably crap. 3, 4, 5. So it's too soon to be buying, I think. You know, we are now currently... we are 392 days into this, bear market here on Stellar Lumens that started actually in May 2021. And, we could still drop another 82%, right? And it's probably going to accelerate given that Bitcoin has such a big effect on this market. I mean, ultimately, like I said, there may very well be some kind of oversold bounce, but long-term investors, they're not interested in oversold bounces. I know for a fact, most long-term investors who I know for a fact cannot read a chart, they're going to capitulate below 14k. I already know that because I've seen the same in 2017. They all capitulated the minute we broke below 5k, right? Every single one of them did, right? The OGs who bought down here, they've already sold. This is why this crash is a lot bigger than it was before, because the OGs are probably selling or have sold in the last 3 or 4 years or so. So I don't think that there's any doubt this has to fall below 14k, after which point I'm 99% convinced 99% of crypto holders would have got shaken out, and then we can finally start a new bull market, because the bounce out of here may very well be quite violent. Okay, short and sweet, 8 minutes. So let's wrap it up then. XRP, not really much else to say. Unfortunately, it's going to go down to 6 cents. I think that's 100% probability as absolute minimum. This chart doesn't look good. You can look at it in so many ways. The yearly chart doesn't look good. That's an inside year candle, 3-month candle. There is a block down here. It's definitely going to get to that block. Once again, that's 24 cents. But people who only trade on price action are not Elliott wave. Whilst price action is superb, and we do have various modules on that, they're not understanding the larger ABC count. So in a market like this, I genuinely feel that you can't just use one form of analysis. You have to adapt. You have to be flexible. You need Elliott wave, fibs, volume, price action, and then auction market theory. You need all 4 to 5 of those things to really understand where this market is going. Price action traders most definitely will be buying at 0.24. What does that mean, buying at 0.24? The Elliott wave count doesn't make sense for it to bottom out here, unless it's some kind of ending diagonal pattern. This is going to go to 6 cents. And Bitcoin's going to fall with it. So I still think there's more pain ahead here for XRP investors and for Bitcoin investors and for most of the people involved in this stock market to the long side. Either you should be in long, well, you should be short, sorry, you should definitely not be long, not the best idea, or you should be in cash. And if you want to join the group, then you can. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully I'll get an S&P 500 update at some point in the week, I hope. I'll catch you guys soon.